This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, one of Dunedin's mayoral candidates organises a wheelchair challenge and is raising questions about accessibility. We take a look at a Polynesian art form that's encouraging visitors to an Otago museum to create and display. And if you haven't posted your local body election papers, it's now too late, but there are still options for voting. Good evening, I'm Rebecca Dupree. Disability access is on the minds of some of Dunedin's mayoral candidates. They've been participating in a wheelchair challenge orchestrated by a City Council candidate with cerebral palsy, and it's raised questions about the city's accessibility.
And they're off. The four mayoral candidates who arrived on time for today's race were briefed on the basics of wheelchair safety before charging off across the Civic Centre foyer. The event was Council candidate Joshua Perry's idea. Perry lives with cerebral palsy and wanted to give the city's intending mayors an opportunity to see what it's like living on wheels.
Dunedin's, compared to other cities around New Zealand, it's not that wheelchair accessible, so if I get into council, I would quite like to change it, you know. During the race, some were slower than others. Their challenge was to wheel from the Civic Centre to Michael Hill Jewellers in the Meridian, where they were given the challenge of ways to return to the Civic Centre. As they entered the mall, Abe Gray shared his feelings on the journey so far.
And just going 2 blocks now, I mean, yeah, this is really challenging. It gives me a lot of respect for the people who have to deal with these issues every day.
The racers grouped up and waited to be served by Gina Lockerbie at the Jewellers, who handed them their challenging way to return to the Octagon. She says it was an unscripted addition to her day.
My manager rang me last night to say, Gina, people are collecting envelopes from you, and that's all she said.
On the return journey, Barry Timmings and Andrew Wiley had to catch a bus, while Jim O'Malley and Abe Gray wheeled back. O'Malley was the first to accept help, but in the spirit of competition, Gray was also given an assist by a member of the public. Both Gray and O'Malley felt in the way or invisible when moving around at a lower level than many people walking. The problem of invisibility is just one of the issues recognised by Josh's mother, Barbara Fogarty, as one that affects people with mobility issues. Another is the great lack of mobility parks in the city.
Well, we've only got 2 mobility parks in the main centre, and that's just round in Maury Place, just by the library. They fill up very quickly, and then you've got to go for miles to find them.
Only one person in a wheelchair can ride on a public bus at one time, which meant Andrew Wiley ended up having to roll back, although he didn't quite roll all the way, choosing the escalator for the last part of the journey and carrying the chair. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
The health records of Southerners are being collated and shared electronically as part of a South Island initiative. Information system Health One was launched in the wake of the Canterbury earthquakes, giving medical professionals better access to records. So far, 4 of the 5 health boards in the South Island are connected, including the Southern DHB. Nelson Marlborough is planning to join early next year. It means gaps in the sharing of patient information can be filled, allowing access to medical professionals across a range of organisations. Previously, there wasn't a shared system, meaning in some situations clinicians had to make assessments without relevant data. The traditional Polynesian textile known as tapa cloth is the inspiration for a community project at Otago Museum. Visitors are being encouraged to visit the Pacific Cultures Gallery and create their own personal design. Finished wall hangings are on display, but there is still time to produce a few more before the school holidays are over.
For the 2nd year running, the Otago Museum is celebrating Pacific culture with its Creative Pacifica Offerings program. By the end of the school holidays, there will be 6 of these tapa-inspired fabric wall hangings in the atrium, 100% created by the community.
They're on display now, so everyone can be part of their tapa. So we've got one for each day, and then people can come back and see them.
Visitors are drawing images themselves, cutting out foam and sticking it onto wooden blocks. These are then inked and pressed onto fabric.
And what's really great is we've got some people who are coming back each day because they want to make a new one or they've thought of a new idea. So it's really growing, so we're really pleased with that.
Many of the Pacific items aren't able to be placed in the sunlight. So a video showing the museum's hidden collection and also women creating tapa is playing on the atrium wall. A case of tapa beaters is also on display. Sandy Phillips and her children are regular visitors to the museum, and their Cook Island heritage makes this activity even more special.
I think it's great that we're going to have something that's going to be on display here as well, that represents us as a family.
8-year-old Kaylee Phillips says the process was difficult at the start, but she found one aspect to be easy.
Mostly designing our plan that we wanted.
And what did she think of the finished product?
I really like them.
Once this community tapa is complete, it will hang alongside the others, and there's just room for one more before the school holidays are over. Dee Karen, The South Today.
Political experts from the United States are participating in a public Dunedin discussion on the American election. This evening's Fulbright Forum is being hosted at the University of Otago by Vice-Chancellor Professor Harlene Hayne. The US Ambassador to New Zealand is involved, as is the Director of the Global Environment Politics Program at American University in Washington, D.C. Two Otago academics and an associate professor from Canterbury will also be sharing their insights. The public forum is open to all and will be starting in the College of Education auditorium at 6 p.m. Voting in the local body elections closes at noon this Saturday. In Dunedin so far, only 29% of voting papers have been returned, although turnout is higher in Queenstown and Central Otago. It's now all but too late to post a vote. However, special votes are being accepted at designated polling stations.
It's pretty much too late to do this. Polls in this year's local body elections close at noon this Saturday. And with the country's standard posting time of up to 3 days, votes posted from now are not likely to reach the returning officers in time. Dunedin's electoral officer says votes need to be in and not still in the post to be counted.
If people are worried about making sure they're in on time, we're happy to collect them here at the Civic Centre until Saturday at 12. And if a book bus happens to be passing your area, we're collecting them on book buses until Friday afternoon as well.
As of Tuesday evening, around 29% of voting papers had been returned in Dunedin. Jordan says special votes are being accepted at the Civic Centre in the heart of Dunedin, as well as around the suburbs.
Yes, the South Dunedin one is operating on Thursday and Friday at the Grey Power offices in King Edward Street, so people can drop in there between 9 and 5 if they want to cast a special vote.
She says people can still enrol to cast a special vote.
You can do that at the Electoral Commission website, elections.org.nz. If people come in and cast a special vote, we have enrolment forms here, so they can do it on the spot here as well. And of course the Registrar of Electors locally is based in Phillips Street, opposite the Golden Centre car park, so they can pop in there if they want.
Pam Jordan says there are many ways people can vote, it's just a case of doing it. In the last local body elections, just 43% of voting forms were returned in the Dunedin electorate. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, a new cycle route between Invercargill and Bluff is confirmed, but not everyone's happy, and music lovers are in for a real treat.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night, proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garador.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
one, come all to the Oamaru Victorian Heritage Celebrations, a year to reflect on the intriguing world of medicine in the Victorian era. 16th to the 20th of November, www.vhc.co.nz for more information.
Hi, I'm Doug Hall. I stood for council in the 2013 election and got elected. The achievements I've been part of in the last 3 years have been of a great benefit to Dunedin City. Reducing debt, improving contracts and better liaison with the general public to further reduce debt and better management of all contracts. Vote Doug Hall, first choice for council.
Hello, my name is Bruce Fairhurst. The City Council is a giant decision-making machine, and every year they make thousands of decisions that affect ratepayers, some in a small way, some in a large way. It's really important that those decisions are fair, made in a democratic way, and made with accurate and reliable information. I've lived my entire life in Dunedin, and I love it here. I've been working in the construction industry all of that time. I've seen massive changes in the consent process, making it difficult to build or improve your property. I see opportunities to make this process much more user-friendly. Vote Bruce Fairhurst with a 1. I'm looking forward to joining a talented team on the council this term and making Dunedin the best city it can possibly be.
Hello, my name is Conrad Stedman. I'm 46 years old, married with 2 beautiful children. A former policeman of 10 years in South Auckland and Dunedin, and a business owner. I offer strong leadership with no hidden agenda. I am committed to serving our community. I am your voice for our community, for our future. Vote 1 for Conrad Stedman. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dave Yardley and I'm standing for the Otago Regional Council. 2 of Otago's greatest resources are our outstanding natural landscape and our capability for agriculture. Getting the balance right between preservation of that landscape and intensification of farming is a real challenge. To meet that challenge, we need a firm understanding of both our environment and our land-based businesses. I have that understanding to ensure that our landscape and farming can coexist in harmony for generations to come. A vote for Dave Yardley is a vote for reason, balance and integrity.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
Voting in this year's local body elections closes at noon on Saturday the 8th of October. Your voting papers must be in the hands of the electoral officer by this date and not in the mail if your vote is to count. If you've not enrolled or received your voting papers, you may still cast a special vote. Visit the DCC Customer Services Centre in the Octagon or phone 477 4000 before noon on Saturday the 8th of October. Remember, you have the right to vote. Don't be left out. Vote today.
Welcome back. Cyclists will soon have a safer route through the Deep South. Environment Southland is committing 3 years' worth of funding towards the completion of an Invercargill to Bluff cycle trail, but not all are happy with the spending.
The Southland equivalent to the Otago Central Rail Trail has been given the green light for completion. A cycle trail will connect Invercargill and Bluff. Environment Southland voted today to grant 3 years' worth of funding to complete the trail, which has been under construction for 4 years. Councillor Neville Cook is pleased with the decision.
That this is a good project. Although Environment Southland promoting it, the land belongs to Invercargill City and they've been on board all the way and they've funded it year on year. And been willing partners.
The trail has involved many community groups, including the Regional Council, Invercargill City Council and the Te Araroa Trails Trust. The last section of the path to be completed is off the state highway between Kekenal Place and Bluff. Cook says it'll make the journey safer for pedestrians and cyclists.
The road to Bluff is a very busy road, lots of heavy traffic, and it's certainly not safe for people to be walking and cycling on the road down there amongst all that traffic.
Despite the increased safety the trail will provide, some councillors thought the money could be put to better use, such as improving cycle lanes on city roads.
I was a little bit disappointed, I was a bit surprised, I suppose, that people wouldn't see the need to actually finish this project within a reasonable time frame.
The total funding needed to complete the trail is just over $500,000, but today Environment Southland has already made a significant dent in the bill, committing nearly $120,000. Ruby Spink, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, we'll find out what keeps musicians positive during a long world tour, and we'll check out weather for Thursday.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Hi, my name is Ronald Fong. I believe that together we can build a brighter future for Dunedin. I'm presenting two major infrastructure proposals that won't cost the ratepayer a single cent. The first is a flood protection scheme for South Dunedin based on successfully used displacement tent systems overseas. The second is a major new redevelopment of our Harborside area to create a world-class community space. Vote Ronald Fong, and let's build a brighter future together. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Malcolm Dixon. I'm standing for the Dunedin City Council. I've been in retail for 40 years in Dunedin, and I would like to see some changes in the city. I'm passionate about growing business opportunities in Dunedin. Transport and parking issues are important to me, and flooding and management of city assets, especially in South Dunedin area, are a major issue. So remember to vote for Malcolm Dixon at Dunedin City Council.
Hello, I'm Isla McLeod and I'm standing for the Dunedin City Council. I'm recently returned from Christchurch where I spent 2 terms on a community board as Deputy Chair or Chair. I was on the Water Management Zone Committee and I was on the board or a member of several environmental groups. And now I'd like to use all of that knowledge and experience for the good of Dunedin. And if it's good for Dunedin, it's good for you.
Hi, I'm Dave Cole, Mayor of Dunedin, and together we're building a great city, not just for now, but for the future. And I'm committed to creating a positive legacy of sensible investments, sustainable businesses, an emphasis on infrastructure and environment, healthier homes, and your community well-being. A future our kids can be really proud to inherit. If you want the same positive future, please mark 1 for Dave Cole for Mayor and return your voting form. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Anne Galloway and I'm standing for election to Dunedin City Council. I have lived and worked in Dunedin for 20 years and I'm very proud of this city. And I do know that at times there are very difficult decisions that need to be made. We need councillors who care about the people, about their issues such as healthcare, housing and an ageing population. Vote for me and I will do my best for you and for Dunedin.
Come one, come all to the Oamaru Victorian Heritage Celebrations, a year to reflect on the intriguing world of medicine in the Victorian era. 16th to the 20th of November, www.vhc.co.nz for more information.
We need your help to rebuild our animal centre urgently. Please give a little today.
Voting at this year's local body elections closes at noon on Saturday the 8th of October. Your voting papers must be in the hands of the electoral officer by this date and not in the mail if your vote is to count. If you've not enrolled or received your voting papers, you may still cast a special vote. Visit the DCC Customer Services Centre in the Octagon or phone 477 4000 before noon on Saturday the 8th of October. Remember, you have the right to vote. Don't be left out. Vote today.
Welcome back. Marimba musicians have been performing at St Paul's Cathedral in central Dunedin. They were visiting as part of a longer tour, stopping in town to coincide with the Dunedin Arts Festival. And they say while the travel is testing, a shared love of music is carrying them through.
This musical duo has been in the south performing marimba as part of the Dunedin Arts Festival. Jeremy Fitzsimons is the principal percussionist for Orchestra Wellington and a founding member of Strike. He grew up in a musical household and took up marimba percussion while at university, saying the style has a long and varied history.
That got brought over to sort of Central America, and there was huge marimba bands in Guatemala, sort of the late 19th century. And then around the turn of the 20th century, it became sort of westernised, brought into American culture.
Japan native Yoshiko Tsuruta is the other half of the duo. She started playing piano at the age of 3 before switching to marimba at 9. She says there are important differences between the forms of music.
It's really fun. I feel free when I'm playing. It's very three-dimensional movement required. It's just all to do with, if you put balance backwards or forward, sound change.
The two live far apart, with Tsuruta based in Tauranga and Fitzsimons in the capital. Alongside the difficulty of transporting their instruments around the country, the distance makes practicing a challenge.
Because we live apart in Tauranga and Wellington, it's really limited rehearsal time. So that was very difficult, just to get very intensive rehearsal within a few days.
While this was the pair's only performance at the Dunedin Arts Festival, they are carrying on for other audiences. Soon they'll be stopping in Christchurch, Wellington and Hamilton as part of their national tour. Jack Conroy with South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Several Dunedin mayoral candidates are focusing on disability access, having taken part in a wheelchair challenge through the CBD. Otago Museum is giving members of the public a chance to create their own Tapa-inspired designs, which are going on display. And today's the last day to post voting papers for local body elections, although special votes can be cast at booths in various locations. It's time now to take a look at what's going to be inside Thursday's Otago Daily Times, and editor Barry Stewart joins us. Good evening.
Hello Rebecca. Dunedin's city centre New World is set to undergo a major upgrade. A neighbouring building housing the urgent doctors is to be demolished to make way for a car park.
Oh goodness, where are the urgent doctors going?
Good question.
Do you answer that for us in the paper tomorrow?
No.
Oh. There we go.
No,
it's an extra story.
they could not confirm where they were going, so they
Right.
refused to tell us that. But that is a question we obviously would like to know, and we'll find out in due course. Murder trial continues in Dunedin with a jury hearing of the gruesome scene faced by emergency services. Future of the Highgate Presbyterian Church is up in the air, possibly facing a demolition as well. And of course we have coverage of the Fulbright Forum tonight, political experts from the US and New Zealand discussing what the landscape in the US will look like after 2016 election. Southern Steel have appointed a new coach.
Right, read all about that in tomorrow's ODT.
Exactly. I'm not going to give you the name now.
Okay, thank you, Barry.
For a
I'll
couple
look
of
forward
reasons.
to it
For a
arriving.
couple of reasons.
I'll look forward to it arriving in my letterbox.
Thank you.
Thanks, Barry. Time now for tomorrow's weather.
The South Today weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorns Emu Oil.
And here is our southern view. It's a lovely flowery picture from Dunedin's Optigan. To the situation, a cool west to southwest flow continues to blow over the southern South Island, bringing quite changeable weather. Fronts will pass over the region tomorrow and again on Friday. And it's going to be a bit of a wet one for Balclutha, the Catlins, Gore and Lumsden tomorrow, with rain and sou'westers, all going for a high of 11 degrees. Showers and sou'westers are on the cards for Alexandra, Queenstown and Wanaka, all going for a high of 12. Full-on rain for Tiana with sou'westers and 10 degrees. And sou'westers with showers later in the day for both Oamaru and Timaru. Cloudy for Omarama and Twizel with the risk of showers, both expecting a high of 13. And Dunedin tonight, it's going to be cloudy with a few showers possible. Tonight we're dropping down to a low of 7. Tomorrow, cloudy with a period of rain, which will ease later in the day. Winds will be from the sou'west and they may be gusty at times, 12 degrees. And on Friday, cloud increasing with more showers developing, gusty sou'westers and a high of 14. And in Invercargill tonight, tomorrow and Friday, changeable weather with showers and sunny periods, except at night when it's dark. Westerly winds, tonight's low 5 degrees. Tomorrow you're going for a high of 11 and on Friday 12 degrees. And that is all from the team here at the South Today. We'll join you again tomorrow. Good evening.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.